Hi, everybody. This is part two. Part two of my MLM journal. I'm trying to remember. I don't think I read from my journal. And it's okay because I know it off the top of my head. So this is part two of my first experience with Tupperware in St. Joseph, Missouri in May of 1982. And before I go into continuing the story, I need to make a disclaimer that what I talk about in this or any of my videos are my opinions based on my experience. I need to correct some things I said in part one. And first of all, Sarah Coventry is also high-end. It's probably more high-end than Park Lane. and Park Lane is still around. I found pieces of both of those companies on eBay. My stepfather, Joe, he said that direct selling, people going door to door, were exploitive or were predatory. He also said they were exploitive. That was the problem that he had with them. And he was not going to allow his family or his home be used in exploiting his family. Okay? And yes, he was the male figure. I think I said man figure in my life. I don't know why I said that. Male figure. And he and my mother got married. They agreed to certain things in the household. He ran the household. That's the way we did things back then. When I was growing up, it wasn't unusual. It's very different now, of course. Tupperware, the reason why I was in it 6 times is that it is based off of the local area having a distributorship. It's usually a married couple that invests money like a franchise. And they buy the warehouse, they get all the inventory, they're responsible for holding all the training for the distributors and getting them signed up, and they have product that needs to be moved. That's why they hold the Tupperware rallies, which I'm going to tell about in a minute here, to make sure that their product is moved. And once you move out of that distributorship's area, you have to start all over again selling Tupperware. You have to go to the distributorship who you're living in their area. That's the way that is. Okay. Kmart is still around. They have filed Chapter 11 at least twice. They're now known as Transformco, or the new Sears, because they bought Sears several years back when they got in trouble financially. And I had said that it was due to their cutting employees out of their benefits. That was only one of the reasons, because they've just hit on hard times time after time after time. So I need to clarify that. It wasn't solely because they cut hours and cut benefits of their employees. They cut hours so that they didn't have to pay benefits. That wasn't the only reason, though. Our sales and marketing habits are changing constantly, so that's why they're struggling. And in 1982, there was not a Ford Aerostar. The Aerostars didn't start getting made until 1986. So it would have been the Dodge Caravan that the Tupperware managers could qualify for if they sold a certain amount. And Tupperware paid for the gas that goes in it as well as the insurance. So it was a big deal if you were married and had kids to get that van. That was a nice carrot they dangled over your face. And again, the kit, picking out the Tupperware kit. At that time, it was a standard kit, because I had to go back. I actually did some research on the internet and found some blogger had a catalog from 1982, and I was looking at it and I said, there's my kit right there. And I didn't hand pick them. It wasn't until later that you could start hand picking your pieces when the colors changed. And interestingly enough, you need to know this, if you have Tupperware in your house that was manufactured before 1982, it will have lead in it. Now, I didn't know that. That was interesting. A woman who's a blogger has been testing pieces of Tupperware and finding lead in it. I think that's interesting. So, Stephen Hassan was in the Moonies in the 1970s, not the 1960s. So I made a mistake. And I don't know why I even said that. Probably because it's late. And then the thing with the Tupperware distributors. All right, so my manager signed me up. And one of the first things we did was had a luncheon at one of the executive managers' homes. And she had a really nice home, a nice big home. She was successful. And I looked at her and I thought, wow, when I grow up, I want to be like that, have a nice home. And she's working out of her home. An executive manager is a higher level. And even though they don't make, at least at that time, don't make commissions off of the people they sign up, they can count their overall sales toward bonuses, okay, for a time. And that's why it makes Tupperware part of that pyramid structure, because you do make money off of signing people up. They give you recruit bonuses. Excuse me, I had an allergy attack before I started this video, so I kind of got some remnants. And then after we had the luncheon, and there was a few of the ladies there, and they were all nice ladies, my manager wanted me to come to rally. Rally was this thing they do on Mondays, Monday mornings for the people who didn't work, which I did. So then they had one on Monday night, and I could go to that. And I hear rally, I'm thinking in high school when we had the pep rallies on Friday, which I hated, pep rallies. I was in choir when I was in high school, and they'd always make us show up and sing the alma mater, and the high schoolers, the rest of the kids would just make fun of us. They didn't like the choir. We weren't cool. I lettered in choir. So I'm thinking Tupperware rally, it's going to be like a pep rally. And it was like a pep rally. I showed up, and they're selling raffle tickets. And I'm like, what's the raffle tickets for? And if you made certain achievements that week with your sales or with recruiting, they'd give you a pin that had this ribbon, and they'd give different pins for different little sales accomplishments. So you had this long thing showing all the stuff you'd done. And they'd get you up on stage and march you along and say, oh, so-and-so did this week, blah, blah, blah. And everybody would be all, oh, yeah, excited. Rah-rah stuff. I call it pomp and circumstance, because I am not a rah-rah pomp and circumstance rally kind of person. I looked at that and I thought, because I had my 6 parties already scheduled in the first 3 weeks, I got raffle tickets. And the thing is, okay, so the raffle tickets, you could win Tupperware that you could give at your parties. Normally, they would sell you a little bag of Tupperware gadgets to give parties to your to your guests. Hello. This is a citrus peeler. This is from 1994, the last time I sold Tupperware. I have like 4 of these because they're nice little tools. And this is something you would give. You'd give all your guests a gift. If you really wanted to impress them, you'd give them a scoop. They sell these like in a 4 or 6 pack to go inside like the flour container or sugar container, that kind of thing. These are the kind of things you get at for the raffle tickets. Oh, and if you're really doing well, you get your straw. There's a 20 pack. And my husband used this today. He loves these dang things. I actually bought these on eBay 10 years ago when we lived in Las Vegas, because we'd run out of the ones I had from when I was selling Tupperware, and I wasn't going to have a party or contact a local rep. I just went on eBay and somebody was selling them, and so we still have them. And then big raffle tickets you could cash in and get these. Again, this is from 1994. I actually used to give parties that were kiss parties. We would make giant Hershey's Kisses in these funnels. It was a big thing during the holidays. You put a little oil in there and melt the chocolate down, and that was your... So they sold these in like 3-packs for $5, $6, $7, $8. But use your raffle tickets, and you could get this for free. And give it to your hostess. Put little curly bows around it and give it to your hostess. So those are 4 of the probably 6, 7, 8 pieces of Tupperware I have left in my house from that, because I got rid of all of it. Okay. Then my manager had us go to Kmart on a Saturday. I worked Monday through Friday in the mornings. And I was glad that the security guard who was there didn't work during the week, so he didn't know who I was, because he had to run us off. We went to Kmart to do the same thing I had met my manager doing, which was the friend finding thing. She didn't get permission to do it. So yeah, they ran us off. Thank goodness he didn't recognize me. I kind of lost my job doing that. Stupid. Because I wasn't going to do it again. So she had us go to some random neighborhood and go knock on doors, which I absolutely hated. I grew up, I think I've said that already, in the Mormon church, where the missionary program does a lot of door-to-door proselytizing. I served a mission for the Mormon church from when I was 27 in Italy, and I knocked on doors, and I hated it then, and I hate it now, and I hated it back in 82 trying to sell Tupperware to perfect strangers, because I'm thinking, I don't like people coming to my door trying to sell me stuff on my property. I'm not going to do it to other people. And she kind of got, after a block, she kind of got the wind that I was not liking this. She said, well, we could go back to my house and we could make cold calls, which is, you get out the old phone book and call people random. I said, I'm not going to call people and bother them either. I don't like knocking on the door, bothering them at their home in their personal space. I'm not going to call them on the phone during dinner or lunch or whenever. Because by that time I had, after I did my 6 parties, okay, and my boyfriend's stepmother, who was my cheerleader again, she had a great party at her house, and one of her friends signed up to do a party from that. My ex-roommate, who was now my roommate again had moved into a different house, she had a party, and her soon-to-be mother-in-law came and she had a party, if I remember right. And then I had one for my friends at Kmart. We didn't have it at Kmart, we had it at my house. So I needed to find new people, new customers. And that was the other thing with the chip, crack, broken, and peeling warranty on Tupperware was only as long as they were normally used. Tupperware at that time was not meant to go into the microwave. They have a microwave line now, but back then they did not. And if it had been in the microwave, then the warranty was void. I have to say that. So 2 months, May to July, I did this, because in July, that was when my relationship with my fiance went down the toilet. And my sister in Utah, the one that was the creative circle leader, said, why don't you come live with us in Sandy, Utah? And a family from church helped me pack up my 1965 Buick Wildcat with my Tupperware demonstration kit and my trampolines. It was a rebounder strapped to the top of the Wildcat. Went to Salt Lake, and it was 2 months before I got into my next MLM, which will be what I talk about in my next segment. And it's not around anymore. It's PSI. My brother-in-law was doing it, and I'll explain it. That's a quick story, because, like I said, they're not around anymore, and basically got into it to get the benefits for myself. And that's my experience with Tupperware at 20 years old, the first time around. If this resonates with you, please subscribe. This is a new channel. I'm trying to reach an audience with my experiences. Comment. Be nice in the comments. Click on the subscribe button, the like button, the notification button. And I will see you in the next video. Thank you for watching. Bye.